So I think what makes rare diseases so unique is the diagnostic odyssey that most patients endure and the onus that's really on these patients. I hear story after story, and what I hear in each and every story is, then I researched this, I went online, I found this doctor, I asked them if I have this, I asked for this test. You don't hear that in any other disease area, and there's so much of a burden, and I think what troubles me most is so much luck goes into the equation, that they found a person who gave them certain information, or they finally found a certain doctor, but there's luck just to get that diagnosis, and unless you get that diagnosis, there's no hope for a treatment. But yet, in most rare diseases, you finally reach the stage where you get the diagnosis, and then in most cases, there's still no treatment. So my approach to advocacy is everything can be done better in partnership with patients and a patient group. And I come to it from really, where is the place that our goals are aligned? And not surprisingly, actually, our goals, even though I'm coming from industry, are mutually aligned in most cases, and that is to get patients diagnosed accurately and immediately, and to get them the appropriate treatment. And when we come from it from that place and we partner together, we're able to do things faster and in an approved way where we're really improving their standard of care in partnership. And you'd be surprised how many things you could partner with a patient group on. We all know that they can have input into trials, but really there's no direction we should be taking strategically that shouldn't be in partnership with the patient group, because really they're the ultimate stakeholders, they're the ultimate customers. They're going to keep looking for a doctor until they get the treatment that they think that they should have. So we're fortunate that there are an increasing number of advocacy groups now for each disease, or at least at a minimum a Facebook page for most where they can find a community. But I think if they really can't find some sort of community that's disease specific, then I go to the next level. So for instance, I worked on an ultra rare renal disease, and we got the National Kidney Foundation extremely interested in that disease with tremendous programming and support. But if there's still no disease specific programming, the umbrella organizations are the best place to start. So NORD, Global Genes, I just looked today, NORD, and I test it with very small prevalence diseases to see if NORD has any resources on their site, and you'd be surprised how much they've put together on almost all rare diseases with resources for patients that they can go to. Place, clearly is an advocacy group, but definitely I'm seeing an increase in online communities, and I think so much can be gained from those. We're sponsoring a few now in sickle cell disease and Duchenne's, where patients can really share from one another. And it's those stories, those anecdotes, what you even get from social media, to then take those insights and research it from yourself, bring it to your clinician, discuss those nuggets, with your clinician to determine if that's the right course of action for you. And it can also help point to the right clinician. Sometimes in rare disease, just finding the right doctor to get the right treatment is the hardest part. But we now have new apps too, through artificial intelligence and on the web, that can help point, if you have certain symptoms, to what that diagnosis might be. So go, do your research, think through all the options, and then bring that and try and find the right clinician.